What's the very first thing you think about when your eyes open in the morning? For so many of us, it's that rich, wonderful, aromatic cup of coffee. It's more than a drink, it's a ritual. But especially if you're over 50, that morning cup might come with a little side of guilt. You start wondering, is this daily habit of mine actually hurting me as I get older? For years, we've heard the same old story, right? Clean living means you gotta give up your vices. And coffee is almost always at the top of that list. Maybe your doctor has mentioned your blood pressure, or you've read an article about how caffeine stresses your system. It's a really common concern. So, what if that whole narrative is just completely backward? In this explainer, we're going to dig into the real science. We're going to separate the myths from the facts and find out if coffee, especially for those of us over 50, could actually be one of our most powerful allies for a long, healthy life. Okay, let's dive right in with a fact that honestly surprises almost everyone. When we think about getting our antioxidants, our minds immediately go to blueberries, spinach, fruits and vegetables. But the real champion might already be sitting right there in your coffee mug. No, I'm not kidding. It's true. A study from the University of Scranton actually found that Americans get more of these powerful little compounds from coffee than from fruits and vegetables combined. Now, look, that probably says something about how many veggies we're eating, but it also screams volumes about the incredible power packed inside the humble coffee bean. I mean, just look at that. The sheer dominance of coffee as our go-to antioxidant source it's pretty incredible. It's absolutely loaded with a special type called polyphenols. But why does this matter so much, especially as we get past 50? Well, think of aging kind of like a slow process of oxidation, like rust forming on a car. The antioxidants in your coffee are like a rust proofer for your body. They go to battle against the free radicals that damage your cells. And since we know that chronic inflammation is at the root of so many problems like arthritis and heart disease, well, that morning cup is doing some seriously heavy lifting for your health. Okay, so we know it protects our cells, but what about the big stuff, our major organs? Let's take a look at how coffee provides this targeted protection for the parts of our body that we really need to keep in top shape for the long haul. First up, your brain. And the impact here is just profound. Research shows that people who drink coffee regularly have a significantly lower risk of neurodegenerative diseases. How? Well, it turns out that compounds in coffee actually help prevent the buildup of those toxic amyloid plaques in the brain that are so closely linked to Alzheimer's. So you're not just waking up your brain, you're literally protecting its structure. Now let's talk about your body's master filter, the liver. By the time we hit 50, let's be honest, it's been working hard for decades. Well, it turns out that coffee is arguably one of the best things you can possibly put in your body for liver health. Study after study consistently shows that regular drinkers have much lower rates of liver cirrhosis, cancer, and fatty liver disease. It's like a little daily helper for your body's detox system. And now for the big one, the heart. For years, we've all heard the coffee is bad for your blood pressure. But the long-term studies, they paint a very, very different picture. They actually link moderate coffee consumption to a lower risk of serious things like heart failure and stroke. But what about that blood pressure spike we always hear about? Okay, this is the absolute key thing to understand. Yes, caffeine can cause a temporary, very minor spike in blood pressure, but the long-term benefit from all those antioxidants, which make your arteries more flexible and reduce inflammation in your blood vessel walls, that benefit totally outweighs the short-term effect for most people. It's about playing the long game. So, we've established that coffee on its own can be amazing for you, but, and this is a really, really big but, there is a right way and a very, very wrong way to drink it. And this is where most people, without even realizing it, turn a health tonic into a health hazard. So let's quickly walk through the 4 most common mistakes that people make. Getting these right is the difference between boosting your health and completely sabotaging it. So pay close attention because these are all super easy to fix. Look, if your coffee is really a caramel drizzled milkshake loaded with sugar and syrups, you are canceling out every single benefit we just talked about. It's that simple. Sugar causes massive inflammation, the exact thing the antioxidants in coffee are supposed to fight. The fix? Switch to a natural insulin-friendly sweetener like stevia or monk fruit. Or, even better, learn to enjoy it black. Please, next time you're in the kitchen, go look at the ingredients on that flavored coffee creamer. What is it? It's likely water, sugar, and inflammatory vegetable oils like soybean or canola oil. My advice? Just throw it away. Use real ingredients instead. A splash of real heavy cream, a little grass-fed butter, or some unsweetened almond milk. Your body will thank you.
Now, this one might surprise you. When you first wake up, your body is already producing cortisol, which is its own natural wake-up hormone. If you dump coffee on top of that right away, you're just adding stress to your system. So here's the pro tip. Wait 60 to 90 minutes. Get up, hydrate with a big glass of water first, then have your coffee. You'll get a much cleaner energy boost without the jitters.
This is so important. As we get older, our bodies metabolize caffeine much, much more slowly. A cup of coffee you drink at 3 or 4 in the afternoon can still be bouncing around in your system when you're trying to fall asleep at 10 p.m. And we all know that good sleep is absolutely critical for longevity. So the rule is simple. No caffeine after 1 p.m. If you want a warm drink later, switch to decaf or a nice herbal tea.
So, after all of this, where do we land? Is your daily cup of coffee a friend or a foe? Well, as we've seen, the answer isn't really in the coffee itself, is it? It's in how you use it. The power is entirely in your hands.
The two paths are crystal clear. On one side, you have a powerful anti-aging tool that protects your body. On the other, you've got a sugary, inflammatory drink that just sabotages your health. The choice is yours. Every single morning. When it's black or maybe with a splash of real cream, and you drink it in the morning, coffee is one of the best friends you can have in the fight against aging.
So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. This isn't about giving up your beloved morning ritual. Not at all. It's about optimizing it. So what one change will you make? Will you try waiting that extra hour after you wake up? Will you finally ditch that artificial creamer? Making just one small change can turn your daily habit from a guilty pleasure into a powerful tool for a long and healthy life.